more of a conversation, a feel good conversation between myself. I need no introduction. Of course, you know who I am, Yafeuh Balogun. I got my man here, country black guy. So I'm gonna let him kind of discuss his who he is and kind of his philosophy on things.
Hi, how are you guys out there in YouTube world?
Are you a liberal, conservative, or something else? Let's just figure out where you stand politically first, country black guy, so
Okay,
our listeners will know exactly where we at.
I would say I am more of a libertarian that's leaning right. Back around probably the early 2000s, 90s, I would probably be considered a Democrat. However, parties the parties have gone to extremes to the point that there's no more middle. So I would be considered a conservative. I am a conservative.
You are
I vote
conservative.
Republican. Yeah, I vote Republican. I go to Republican conventions. I do
This
things that a
guy,
Republican do. I'm a
this guy.
Republican by voters registration. I'm a registered Republican. But as far as my views on the world, they're more libertarian.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, for those of us who are really slow, really dumb, or just ignorant, or may not be aware, when you say libertarian, what exactly does that mean specifically to you? And define that for us.
So my my whole premise is that everyone should be free to do exactly what they want to do as long as they're not infringing on the rights of others. There should be no government, no big government regulations of businesses, anything of that nature.
Mhm,
Sounds good on its face, everybody would have the ultimate amount of freedoms that could possibly be afforded to a human.
mhm,
Sounds good coming from a minority community. That would limit things such as affirmative actions, EOC, things of that nature. I know that black people have as a whole benefited from certain programs such as affirmative actions and things of that nature. However, being a libertarian, I would have to throw that to the wayside. I believe that if I walk into a store and a guy refuses to serve me because I'm black, that he has every right to do that if that's his store.
oh my.
I do. I believe that it's up to me to make my own store to push him out of business or to galvanize my friend group to not eat at his establishment or patronize his establishment to
Okay,
drive him out of business. I
okay.
don't believe that the government has the right to tell this man what he can do with something that he paid his money for. That's
Mm.
being a libertarian. So libertarian sounds good on its face. However, if you are a minority, you must know that when you're walking into walking into let's say a door. But yeah, you have to know that before you proclaim that you are a libertarian. Walking through that door and proclaiming that, you have to know that things that you may benefit you may leave, but you have to be strong enough to realize that you don't need anybody. Only person you need is you and yourself and your own intellect.
Mm.
That's all you need. If somebody refused to bend to you because they just don't like that you got a orange shirt on that day, that's their prerogative, and you should be strong enough to, if they do that, they will feel the repercussions, not from the government but from what you can generate.
So you're saying basically you feel as though people should live the way they want to live without necessarily being infringed upon by the government.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. That's what I stand on.
That's where you at. Okay.
So that
Uh,
would put me more of a conservative, and that's why I'm a registered Republican at this time. Because I mean, think gun laws, for example. I
mhm.
believe, me personally, I believe if you wanted to buy a nuke, if you can afford one, you should be able to own it. You should. I feel like you should have everything that the government have. A man should be able to possess
So
those same weapons.
so let me ask you this then.